Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Coping On With Life, Disabled and Mentally Ill. I'm your host, Scott. Hello, everybody. I hope you had a safe 4th of July. I am proud of you, and I care about you. And with that said, love the people in your life. You never know when they may not be there anymore. And check on people you care about, because you never know what they're going through. And just know that you matter, and the people in your life, they matter. Because when people have now I'm trying to toe the line on many different fronts, so bear with me on this. But when someone is mentally unstable, or their brain is lying to them, telling them that they no longer should be around, and they choose to make the choice for the final departure way before their time should be. It's hard, especially if it's young or old, and trying to handle those things, that level of grief will take years, lifetimes to get over. And I, when those things come around and I can give my information, but the best information to give is, talk to somebody. And be there, and if you're going through something similar, or people are just would like information on that, talk to somebody, help us out there, think medical professionals to talk to somebody, because that level of grief, and if you're somebody who's currently going through those things for a permanent solution for a temporary problem, I'm sorry. That's all that I can say, is I'm sorry, and for whatever it may be. And I one of the reasons why I'm for a couple reasons, but the being honest, being helpful, to know that, I see you, you matter, the people who may be going through turmoil or trauma or whatever it may be. But having a conversation with people dealing with sudden loss of people who are in their circle, and trying to communicate with them. And I've been seeing the number rise in my life pretty frequent in the last year. And I posted a TikTok yesterday on the 4th of July. And I was coming from the angle of me being positive, saying, it's okay not being okay, but it's not okay giving up. And somebody posted, and I wanted them to know that I was more talking about the permanent end, the permanent sense. And they're like, it's okay to give up. And somebody who's an advocate of prevention and people, who cares about everybody there. I left it unread. I didn't respond. But I value life. And I get that sometimes that it may be okay to give up in that sense, but from my point of view, I would rather you try and stay. And again, this is in the mindset of depression, overwhelming, or a temporary problem for permanent solution. And it's hard to convey that because this is a very sensitive topic. It's a thing that I'm very passionate about, to prevent those type of things. And I've mentioned it in a few earlier episodes, and now it's really hard to say the word and not deal with a lot of things, because even if you're trying to be positive and you're trying to lift people up, and people say other versions of the word, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. And just knowing that knowing that I'm such a loving person who really wants to make sure that everybody knows that it could get better depending on what's going on, because there's always the stuff that you cannot control and the situation. But most of the situation that I've come across are ones that time heals and life gets better. Again, there's other circumstances that not always the case, but I try and put love and care so much in the world. And I'd rather have you stay and then not. if I know you or if I don't know you. I I am in the know in a lot of things, and knowing that, in the last couple of weeks, a lot of people, under the age of 19, lose a fight, whatever they're dealing with. And that tears me apart. And I know I've attempted when I was that age several times. And I'm glad that I've survived, and I use my passion to make sure that people know that life is beautiful, but, they don't have a good support group, or maybe they're just lost in their head. And, it's okay not being okay. And if you're dealing with that stuff, reach out, talk to somebody. Know that people care about you. And it's tough. And I try really hard to push the narrative. Love the people in your life, spread love. And when people pass due to this stuff, and it affects similar people, and it messes with other people's psyche of what could I've done, and being the person that I am, the amount of knowledge that I carry, and the other people that I know, and just the group that I know, and the people that I can reach out to, and ask for advice or whatever it may be. But explaining to people that, those conversations are really, really hard on everybody, especially when it's fresh, and when, life is tough as it is, and you add those things, and you have the doubts, and, I tell people I always have the time to talk to you. I don't care what time it is. If you need somebody to talk to, get my attention, and, I'm there. And it's taxing, but it's a passion that I believe in. It's, if you need somebody to talk to, there's hotlines, there's amazing people out there. And that is something that I am very, very passionate about, because, all lives matter, and that I'm trying to find the right words. I don't have them, because when you keep on having this conversation with different people, and you're trying really hard to being a rock to people who are lost, who just went through traumatic situations, and the mindset of, is there anything that I could have done, or if, the last thing that you see is, 3 missed calls or texts or whatever, that eats away at somebody. And just being there, being a support system, and being as well in tune with this topic. And I'm glad that, people can reach out to me and ask questions. And if it's a question that I don't know, again, I have people that I can ask. And that is very good. But that mindset, it's not wrong, because obviously they feel the way that they feel. Or they felt how they felt. And as somebody who's been in that situation, but as somebody who wants everybody to succeed in life, I'd rather you don't come to that conclusion. Seek, help, and talk to somebody. The best help is out there, and those hotlines I have used in my past, and I will forever be thankful for those people. And sometimes all you need is somebody to listen to what you're going through. And with my TikTok, that I try really hard to be as positive as possible and just be real. Of, hey, you matter. I'm proud of you. Keep on going. And I'm not going to tell somebody that their opinions don't matter, because they're valid. I may not solely agree with their opinion. And what I mean on that is, they're not wrong to say that it's okay to come to that conclusion. But from my point of view, I wish they don't. And again, that is my point of view. And you can agree with me or disagree with me. But no matter where you are on the fence, and I'm trying to really hard to tell the line. As this past week has been hard on a lot of people, and having conversations and talking to people who are going through things, or I've been reached out by people who are going through, they're dealing with it and asking me questions, and just being honest and as helpful as I can. But, hug a loved one, tell them you love them, call people that you haven't talked to in a while, and just check up on them. Because as somebody who genuinely cares about everybody, and I don't have motive, somebody posted on one of my TikToks, it's like everybody who does this stuff is, selling something or, liking and subscribing and stuff. And it's like, I'm glad that I found you because you don't do that. It's like, I don't. I will ask you a few questions here and there, but I don't want anything. I want to help people. I want to lift people up. I genuinely care about people. And I know what depression is like. And with all my medical issues and my mental health, being somebody who's been through a lot of those scenarios myself, I'm glad that I have survived. And I'm glad that I have stayed. For whatever reason, I'm glad that I can use that knowledge to hopefully save another person. Or, help those people know that, I should learn, how to handle these kind of situations and, take classes and get that mental preparation for, handling these type of situations. Because you never know if it may come in handy. Because in many times, I've been the person who may be, at work or at bars or at places, somebody may have a mental break. And I'm always there to sit down and listen. And that really helps. And it's like, oh, that's what I needed. And then they see, medical professionals who can handle that more properly. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a real person who genuinely cares about other people. And I just want everybody to succeed in life and keep on going. And for me, I'm glad that I have just a way to articulate things and just use my words and just say that you matter and I hope you keep on going. Even if nobody listens to me or they scroll or whatnot, I'm out there and I just want everybody to be happy. And especially with the world not there, I'm doing what I can. And posting things on TikTok, and some are long, some are short, but it's all the same message, basically of, I'm proud of you. Keep on going and know that you matter in many different ways. And if I can help one person, I'm happy. Because the amount of people who end early should be 0. Because one is too many. And there's many people, and if people have those thoughts, you're valid. But at the same time, help is there, and sometimes It's okay not being okay. With that said, I hope you have a great day. I hope you make the most of today for a better tomorrow. With that said, until next week, I'm your host, Scott. I love you all, and I bid you adieu.